故事从简单开始，逐步提升，持续下来，你会惊讶自己在不知不觉中理解更复杂的英文文章。故事开始。
When I was a child, I loved drawing pictures. One day, I drew a picture of a big snake that had swallowed an elephant. It looked strange, but I was very proud of it. I showed my drawing to the adults and asked them, "Does this picture scare you?" But the adults said, "Why should a hat scare us?" They thought my drawing was a hat. I tried to explain that it was not a hat. It was a boa snake digesting an elephant. I even drew another picture to show the inside of the snake. But the adults did not understand. They told me that drawing snakes was a waste of time. They said I should study math, geography, grammar, and history instead. So I stopped drawing. Years later, I became a pilot. I flew airplanes all over the world. I met many adults, and they were still the same. They talked about numbers, jobs, and serious things. No one talked about dreams. Then one day, my plane crashed in the Sahara Desert. I was completely alone. There was no city, no people, no water. I only had enough food for 8 days. That night, I slept on the sand. The stars were bright and quiet. The next morning, I was woken by a small voice. "Please, draw me a sheep." I opened my eyes in surprise. Standing in front of me was a little boy. He had golden hair and a gentle face. He did not look afraid at all. I thought I was dreaming. But the boy looked at me seriously and said again, "Please draw me a sheep." I took out a piece of paper and a pencil. I drew a sheep, but the boy shook his head. "No, this sheep is too sick." I drew another one. "This one is too old." I tried again. "This one has horns." "I don't want that." I was tired and confused. So I drew a simple box and said, "The sheep you want is inside this box." The boy's face lit up. "That's perfect," he said. From that moment, I knew this child was special. Over the next few days, we talked. The boy asked many questions, but he never answered mine. Little by little, I learned his story. He came from a very small planet, smaller than a house. On his planet, there were 3 volcanoes. 2 were active, and 1 was extinct. There was also 1 beautiful flower. The boy took care of his planet every day. He cleaned the volcanoes and pulled out small weeds. Some weeds were dangerous. If he did not remove them early, they could destroy his planet. The most important thing on his planet was the flower. The flower was very beautiful. She had soft petals and a sweet smell. But she was also proud and demanding. She asked the boy for water. She asked for protection from the wind. She complained often. The boy loved her deeply, but he did not understand her words. He listened too much to what she said, and not enough to what she felt. One day, the flower hurt his feelings. So the boy decided to leave his planet. He wanted to learn more about the universe. He wanted to understand adults. He wanted to understand love. That is how the little prince began his journey, and that is how he came to Earth. Before the little prince came to Earth, he traveled to other planets. Each planet was very small. Each one had only 1 adult living on it. The little prince hoped to understand adults better, but what he found only confused him more. The first planet belonged to a king. The king wore a long purple robe and a golden crown. He sat on a large throne that filled the whole planet. When the little prince arrived, the king said proudly, "Ah, here is a subject." The little prince was surprised. "I am not your subject," he said. The king smiled. "All men are subjects," the king replied. The king liked to give orders, but he only gave orders that would always be followed. He said, "I order the sun to set." But the sun did not set right away. The king waited until evening. "You see?" the king said. "My orders are always obeyed." The little prince asked, "What if you ordered the sun to rise at noon?" The king thought carefully. "A good king gives reasonable orders," he said. "I would only order what can be done." The little prince did not stay long. He felt sad for the king. The king ruled over nothing, but he believed he was very important. As the little prince left, the king called out, "I order you to come back." But the little prince was already gone. The second planet was home to a proud man. When the little prince arrived, the man said, "Ah, someone who admires me." "But I don't know you," the little prince said. "That doesn't matter," said the proud man. "Clap your hands." The little prince clapped. The proud man bowed. "Again," he said. The little prince clapped again. The proud man bowed again. This continued for a long time. The little prince grew tired. "What do you do all day?" he asked. "I listen to praise," said the proud man. "I am the most admired person on this planet." "But you are the only one here," said the little prince. The proud man did not answer. The little prince left quietly. "Adults are very strange," he said to himself. The third planet was very sad. On it lived a drunk man. Bottles were everywhere, full bottles and empty bottles. "Why do you drink?" the little prince asked. "To forget," said the man. "To forget what?" asked the little prince. "To forget that I am ashamed," said the man. "Ashamed of what?" the little prince asked. "Ashamed of drinking," said the man. The little prince did not know what to say. He left the planet feeling very sad. The fourth planet belonged to a businessman. The businessman was very busy. He did not even look up when the little prince arrived. "Good morning," said the little prince. "I don't have time," said the businessman. "I am counting." "Counting what?" asked the little prince. "Stars," said the businessman. "Why?" asked the little prince. "Because I own them." The little prince was confused. "How can you own stars?" he asked. "They belong to me because I was the first to think of it," said the businessman. The businessman wrote numbers in a notebook. "Millions and billions." "What do you do with the stars?" asked the little prince. "I own them," the businessman said. "That makes me rich." "But what good does that do?" asked the little prince. The businessman did not answer. The little prince left. "This man is serious," he thought, "but he makes no sense." The fifth planet was very small, so small that there was only room for a lamppost and a man. The man was lighting the lamp and then turning it off again, over and over. "Why do you do that?" asked the little prince. "It is my job," said the lamplighter. "I light the lamp at night and turn it off in the morning." "But your planet spins very fast," said the little prince. "There is no day or night." "Yes," said the lamplighter sadly. "I have no rest." The little prince liked this man. He is the only one who thinks about something other than himself, the little prince thought. But the planet was too small for him to stay, so he left. The sixth planet was much bigger. It belonged to a geographer. The geographer wrote big books, but he never left his desk. "What do you do?" asked the little prince. "I study mountains, rivers, seas, and deserts," said the geographer. "But you have never seen them," said the little prince. "That is not my job," said the geographer. "I write what explorers tell me." The geographer asked about the little prince's planet. The little prince told him about the volcanoes and the flower. "We do not record flowers," said the geographer. "Why not?" asked the little prince. "Because flowers are temporary," said the geographer. The little prince felt a pain in his heart. "Temporary?" he asked. "Yes," said the geographer. "One day they will disappear." The little prince suddenly missed his flower. The geographer told him, "You should visit Earth." So the little prince continued his journey. Arrival on Earth. Earth was very large. When the little prince arrived, he landed in the desert. He did not see any people. He did see a snake. "Where are the people?" asked the little prince. "In the desert, there are none," said the snake. The snake spoke calmly. "You can help me return to my planet someday," said the little prince. "Yes," said the snake quietly. "I can help." The little prince did not understand the meaning of those words. He walked on. He soon found a garden full of roses. They all looked like his flower. He was shocked. "I thought my flower was the only one," he said softly. He sat down and cried. After crying in the rose garden, the little prince slowly stood up. He felt small and lonely on Earth. There were many roses here, all beautiful. His flower was not the only one. As he walked through a field of tall wheat, he heard a soft voice. "Good morning," said the voice. "Good morning," replied the little prince. He looked around but saw no one. "I am here," said the voice. Under the apple tree, the little prince saw a fox. "Come and play with me," said the little prince. "I am very sad." "I cannot play with you," said the fox. "I am not tamed." "What does tamed mean?" asked the little prince. "It is something people have forgotten," said the fox. "It means to build ties." "To build ties?" asked the little prince. "Yes," said the fox. "To me, you are just a little boy like many others. I do not need you, and you do not need me. But if you tame me, we will need each other." The little prince thought about this. "How do I tame you?" he asked. "You must be patient," said the fox. "First, you will sit a little far away from me. Each day, you will sit a little closer." So the little prince came back the next day, then the next, and the next. Slowly, the fox became happy when he saw the boy coming. "My life is simple," said the fox, "but now it is full of light. Your footsteps are different from all others." The wheat fields also changed. "I do not eat bread," said the fox, "so wheat means nothing to me. But your hair is the color of wheat. Now the wheat reminds me of you." Time passed. One day, the fox said, "Now you must go." The little prince felt sad. "I will cry," said the fox. "But you will gain something," said the little prince. "Yes," said the fox, "I will gain the color of wheat." Before the little prince left, the fox shared a secret. "Here is my secret," said the fox. "It is very simple. Only with the heart can one see clearly. What is essential is invisible to the eye." The little prince repeated the words quietly. "You become responsible forever for what you have tamed," said the fox. The little prince understood. He thought of his flower. He had watered her. He had protected her. He had listened to her. That was why she was special. The little prince returned to the rose garden. "Goodbye," he said to the roses. "You are beautiful," he said, "but you are not my flower. My flower is unique because I have cared for her." The roses said nothing. The little prince felt stronger. He was no longer lonely. The little prince continued walking. He met a railway switchman. "What do you do?" asked the little prince. "I send trains full of people," said the man. "They go very fast." "Why are they in such a hurry?" asked the little prince. "No one knows," said the man. "Where do they want to go?" asked the little prince. "No one knows that either," said the man. The little prince watched the trains rush by. People are strange, he thought. They run fast, but they do not know why. Later, the little prince met a merchant. The merchant sold pills. "What are these pills for?" asked the little prince. "They stop thirst," said the merchant. "You can save 53 minutes a week. And what do you do with those minutes?" asked the little prince. The merchant did not answer. The little prince smiled. "If I had 53 extra minutes," he said, "I would walk slowly to a fountain." Returning to the pilot, the little prince went back to the desert. He found the pilot working on the airplane. The pilot looked tired and worried. "I am glad to see you," said the pilot. The little prince smiled. "I am leaving soon," said the little prince. The pilot felt a pain in his heart. "You mean you are going home?" he asked. "Yes," said the little prince. "My planet is small, but my flower is there." The pilot did not understand how the boy could return, but the little prince said nothing more. That night, they walked together under the stars. The next day, the little prince and the pilot walked through the desert together. The sun was hot. The sand felt endless. The pilot was very tired. He had almost no water left. "I am thirsty," the pilot said. "So am I," said the little prince. "Let us look for a well." The pilot was surprised. "In the desert?" he asked. "There are no wells here." But they walked on. They walked in silence for a long time. The stars slowly appeared in the sky. At last, they found a well. It did not look like a normal well. It looked like it belonged in a village, not the desert. The pilot pulled the rope. The bucket came up slowly. The water was cool and clear. They drank together. "This water is good for the heart," said the little prince. "It is good because we walked so long to find it." The pilot understood. What makes something special is not just what it is, but the effort and love behind it. Talking about home, they sat quietly by the well. "Tomorrow," said the little prince, "it will be 1 year since I came to Earth." The pilot looked at him. "You sound very serious," he said. "I will go home soon," said the little prince. The pilot felt afraid. "You mean leaving?" he asked. "Yes," said the little prince softly. The pilot did not want to ask more questions. He felt that something important was coming. The snake returns. That evening, the little prince walked alone. The pilot followed him quietly. They reached the place where the little prince had first landed. There, the snake was waiting. "You are back," said the snake. "Yes," said the little prince. "I can send you home," said the snake. "My bite is gentle. It will not hurt." The pilot ran forward. "No," he cried. "This is dangerous." The little prince smiled. "You do not understand," he said. "My body is too heavy to carry. What matters will go back." The pilot felt tears in his eyes. "I do not want you to leave," he said. "I will not really leave," said the little prince. "I will be in the stars." A quiet goodbye. The little prince took one step forward. The snake moved quickly. The little prince fell gently onto the sand. There was no sound. The pilot ran to him. The boy lay still, like he was asleep. The pilot looked up at the sky. The stars seemed to laugh. He remembered the little prince's words. "When you look at the stars, I will be laughing in one of them." The pilot stayed there all night. In the morning, the little prince's body was gone. Back to the world, the pilot fixed his airplane. He left the desert and returned to the world of adults. But he was not the same. When people talked about numbers, he thought about stars. When he felt sad, he looked at the sky. Every star became special. Somewhere among them, a little boy was laughing. 6 years have passed since the little prince left. I have fixed my airplane. I have returned to my work. I talk to adults again. They ask me serious questions. How old are you? How much do you earn? What kind of job do you have? They never ask the important ones. They never ask, does he laugh? Does he love flowers? Does he look at the stars? So I do not tell them about the little prince. I talk only about bridges, engines, and numbers. Adults like numbers, remembering the little prince. But sometimes, when I am alone, I think of him. I think of his golden hair. I think of his quiet smile. I think of his small planet. Most of all, I think of his laugh. At night, I look at the stars. To other people, the stars are just lights in the sky. To me, they are full of laughter, because on one of them, the little prince is laughing. A question for you. If you ever travel through the desert and you meet a small boy with golden hair who laughs and asks questions, please do not leave him alone. Please write to me right away. Tell me that he has come back. I will be very happy. What the little prince taught us. The little prince taught me many things. He taught me that grown-ups often forget what matters. Love means responsibility. Time makes things special. What is important cannot be seen with the eyes. You must look with your heart. The last picture. Here is the last picture I draw for you. It shows the desert. There is a small star above the sand. Somewhere, a flower is waiting. Somewhere, a sheep may be eating or not eating a flower. And that changes everything. So please, look up at the stars tonight. Listen carefully. If you hear laughter, you will know why.
如果你喜欢今天的故事，别忘了按下赞，让我知道你喜欢这样的英文故事哦。想看更多简单又好懂的英文故事吗？快去看看我的其他影片，跟着故事慢慢变厉害。今天你学到哪个单字或句子最喜欢呢？或者你想看我下一集讲哪个故事，都可以在留言区打卡告诉我，我会看每一则留言哦。别忘了每天来打卡学英文，慢慢你会变得更厉害。